impact writing. Hello and welcome once again to the Songwriter Station with me, Jonny Amos, here in Birmingham in England, and I'm really excited today to share with you impact writing. Impact writing is a method of songwriting which is statistically very popular and successful. I studied, over the course of time, I studied 1,000 songs, 1,000 popular successful songs that I took from the UK Top 40 or from US Billboard charts. I took 1,000 songs and studied them and reverse engineered them, broke them down and extracted formulas for why they worked, and I worked out what coherency they had between song to song, and what themes and what methods and what formulas could be extracted and worked on, what things were popular, and the results were amazing, right? And I'm going to share them in these videos with you. But one of the most memorable things that I found was this method called impact writing. Now, there's no point googling it because there's nothing out there on it, right? Because it's just a name that I gave it. I didn't invent it, I just observed it, if you like. And it works around, it's basically a bottom line formula for creating catchy songs. I just read that off a piece of paper down there. In English, that means nice chords in nice places. I'm going to teach you what chords you can use and where to use them. That's the most critical thing. Now, it's worth mentioning actually at this point that out of those 1,000 songs, 723 of them used impact writing. My formula is simple as this: 90% predictability, 10% originality. And your predictable melodies come from your predictable bottom lines, right? So picking chords that you think are predictable will eventually work and give you the right top lines. But whatever chords you start with will dictate where you can go with your melody. So here's what impact writing is. Okay, you get 6 chords in impact writing. There's your lead chord, your lift chord, your hanging chord, your relative minor, your optional minor, and your drama chord, right? Now this can apply in any key, but what we're going to do today is we're going to just keep it real simple and just do it all in the key of C. So, your chords, your lead chord, unsurprisingly, is your C in the key of C. It's your root, right? We call it the lead chord in impact writing. So, G is your hanging chord. F is your lift chord. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. A minor is your relative minor. E minor is your optional minor. And F sharp minor, nice, is your drama chord. So let's have a look at where we can use those chords. Ready? Get a pen and paper, write this down, this is the important bit. Here we go. Your verse must start with your lead or your relative minor. So you can start your verse with a C or with an A minor, and you've got to end your verse with your hanging chord, which is a G. Now, where you go in between those is totally up to you, right? You're still the creator of these songs, so it's really up to you where it goes in between. But you have to start with your relative minor, your lead chord, and you have to end on your hanging chord. Okay. Now your chorus. Your chorus, you can start with either your lead chord or with a lift chord, which is this, your F, and you have to end on either your lead chord, which will take you back to your root, or your hanging chord, which will take you elsewhere, lead you into somewhere else quite nicely. Your bridge, you've got a little bit more option on your bridge and your middle 8 and stuff. You can either start with an A minor, an E minor, or an F sharp minor. Right, so let's just play those chords around and just see how they can give us the blueprint for a successful song. I'm just going to make something up. I'm going to play something in 3/4. We'll go verse. Let's start with relative minor. Impact writing on a verse. Because I'm kept with the diagram. Here we go. Let's go to chorus. Let's go on the lead. Fitting in with the parameters of impact writing here. Starting with my lead chord. Ending on my hanging. Let's go to drama chords. So that happens. the melodies that could possibly be created within that blueprint, right? Now, it doesn't have to sound like that. It can sound like there's no restriction on key or tempo or time signature or lyrical boundaries or anything like that. All that stuff is totally up for you to create. This is just a formula and a blueprint that you can use to write your songs and start you off. Let's take a look at Coldplay, Fix You. Right, this song was charted in 19 countries, I think it was. So let's have a look at how they use a hanging chord going into a lift chord in the chorus, because Fix You, Coldplay, classic impact writing. Here we go. When the tears stream down your face, bit off key there, sorry. When you lose something that you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Hanging chord, that's your G there, that's your hanging chord. Here comes the lift chord. You ready for this? This changes everything. Lights will guide you on and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. How simple is that, right? How simple is that? But that's a credit to Coldplay, because not only did they do simple, but they did simple so well. So let's have a look at how they did it. Okay, so we're on that hanging chord at the end of that verse. There's our G, that's our G chord, right? Now they could have gone to the lead chord here. Let's keep the top line in the chorus the same. Let's imagine they wrote this with a lead chord instead of a lift chord. Let's see how it sounds. Here we go. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. Now that could have been how they do it. That could have been, that's fine. No one would have shot them down for that, that's fine. But instead they chose the lift chord, so this happened. There's that hanging chord, there's that G. And instead of going into, they go like this. Very simple, into the F, to the lift chord. Lights will guide. See how that changes the whole emotion of the song. Let's go again. Hanging chord. Changes everything. Changes it. It's so clever. So clever. That's a lift chord, right? James Blunt, You're Beautiful. Classic impact writing again. That's where he uses that first chord of that chorus in relatively speaking in different keys. Does exactly the same thing. That's a lift chord. He doesn't go on a lead chord or a relative minor. He goes on a lift chord, and that's arguably one of the many reasons as to why that song works so well. Next song I want to look at, right, is this one, Billionaire, Travis McCoy. It's the verse. Starts on the lead, ends on the hanging chord. I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all the things I never had. Wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen, hanging chord. And here comes the lift, 'cause every time I close my eyes. Bleeding Love, Leona Lewis. That is a classic impact writing song. All hanging on that end, hanging on that end chord, in with the lead. There's loads of songs. I did a talk actually recently in a local college here in Birmingham to some students about songwriting, and I decided to talk for 3 hours about impact writing. And I've been getting emails like non-stop off them, right? People that are telling me that the way that they write songs has changed because they're using impact writing. They've written a whole album based on impact writing. It's not something I created, you know. It's just something I discovered. Okay, so that's impact writing. Give it a try, but email me at jonnyamos@me.com or comment me on here, and let me know how you get on with it. If you're into hip hop, grime, or R&B. Or any other music style that's predominantly a minor key style, then I have got a method which is based around minor key impact writing. Drop me a comment here on YouTube or email me, and let me know if you want me to do a video on that, and I will. Okay, good luck, enjoy it, and I'll catch you next time when I talk about chance writing, which is digital top line writing. Catch you again soon.